G'day everyone, Prep Aussie here. I've got 3 different camera shots to show you today in regards to this holographic image we keep seeing at Point Halloran. Now, as I've said before, I've got a friend in Melbourne who I've made, using YouTube, and he's got a very good analytical mind, and we both went through it about a couple of hours ago for about 3/4 of an hour looking at it. His name's Stroppy Me, and as I said, he's very good with his analytics and just for bouncing things off, really. We like to look at these together and see if we're seeing the same things, or we try to debunk them more than anything, because there's no point putting anything up that's rubbish and stressing people out. So have a look at his website, YouTube site, Stroppy Me. He does some really good stuff, and he helps me out tremendously to do this stuff, which helps everyone else out. Look, I'm not going to show you the suns and everything else. I think we've done them to death. To be honest with you, they haven't changed, and if you really want my honest opinion, I think they've gotten a hell of a lot worse. The 3 sites we're looking at, oh, sorry guys, I forgot to say, it's 159 WIST, and it's the 12th of the 5th, 2016. So I am recording this day today from the archive footage on all 3 of these Australian weather cams. We're doing Point Halloran, Tamworth, which is in New South Wales, which is ironically where I grew up as a young guy from about 12 till 22, age 22, and haven't been back. And this is now where I live, Perth in Western Australia, Jandakot Airport. So what caught our attention today was, in the past with this holographic image, the best evidence that we can do is to try and find it again somewhere, anywhere, whether it's on the other side of the world, here, or whatever. So what I'm going to show you today is what Stroppy Me and I have gone through. And we both seem convinced that, which is not easy, by the way, because we throw a lot off each other and try to actually convince each other it's not. So we're convinced that what we're seeing with this holographic image at is something, not just nothing. We're now convinced that this is actually a reflection of an object. I didn't say it was Nibiru, by the way. An object at the back of the sun. Because remember, if you've got a tennis ball in your hand or a globe, excuse me, we all seem to forget that the sun is a 360-degree object, unless someone can show us that it's only half. So what that would mean is that anything that's close enough to the back of the sun, if it was emitting its own light, and extreme light, then it would bounce off the sun, and the sun would do the same thing. And collectively, both of those images, or both of those rays, would emit up and out. Now, I'm going to prove that to you in a minute. So you just got to watch a little bit further. So this here is a holographic image that's being represented from the back of the sun out here somewhere. That's what we think. Now, we've been watching it for a while now. So let me go to the next one, which is Tamworth in New South Wales. Don't worry too much about the sun coming up, like I said. I'll go to page 7. Now, for practicality's sake, we're going to stick to the same time zone. So let me go back to this one, and I'll put it on 8:01. You'll see why in a second. 7:30, 50. Sorry about this. Should have done it at the beginning, really. Oh, bloody hell. Now look at this. This is a cracking shot. You know, Struth, that's fantastic, isn't it? Look at that. That just reinforces what we're saying. Now, you might notice that the sun goes up that way somewhere, but this object does not move. Does not move. In actual fact, if you look at Strop's page, he's got a fantastic timeline event where you can actually see this thing turning, spinning, actually spinning. And that's what this thing does. If you look at the time lapse, it spins the opposite direction of our Earth, which is a bit of a worry. So that's 801. That picture there is 801. Now let's get the 801 image from here, eh? What are we up to? 7, 9. Now, I'm going to draw everyone's attention to this here and these rays, these red rays that are coming up, or the pinkish, hazy ones that are coming up the back. Now, what I would draw everyone's attention to is the sun. Have a look at the sun. Can you see the way the rays come out here from the sun? Can you see that these are not forming part of the sun's rays? These are actually at a different angle as well from the back. This is probably not a good indication of what I wanted to show you, but when you go through these are actually at the back of these. Can you see how the white is actually cascading over the ones at the back? Now, I'll go through another image later, which is going to come up anyway, to show you exactly what I mean. Now, let's go through this. Note that one, that one. Look, they're both in the same position. Relative to the sun. Let me go back to this one. I'll wind it down a bit. See that? They're in exactly the same position. And what we believe is that this is a more truer indication, because this orb is actually quite large. It actually goes right round. Now, what we believe is that this is a better indication of what is behind the sun. We haven't figured out what these are. If Christopher's watching, Chris, I'll show you a video next time, mate. Young Chris got hold of me and did an excellent piece on my video, which I'll bring up later. But if you're watching, Chris, wouldn't mind just doing a still capture on that, just to see what all this is, mate. See all these? I think they're planets. Now, I've got one other thing that I was going to prove to you guys, which I'll load up. I don't do stellarium. The reason I don't do stellarium is because, one, I'm useless at it, and two, I find this easy to use because I'm 52 and I couldn't be asked farting around with things I don't know how to use properly. And I haven't got anybody here to teach me, much to the point, so it is what it is. Right, the reason I love this is because you can actually see line of sight on it really easy. And it doesn't give you all the planets and everything else, but it gives me enough to work off. So you can see the alignment at the moment. It's pretty well dead in line. Venus, Mercury, Earth, and Mars. And at some point in that, you'll get the moon, which will either be this side or that side of the Earth. So there's pretty good alignment at the moment. So you can see there's nothing in front of the Earth except for Mercury that we can obviously see. It's obviously dead there, dead at the bottom of the sun, yeah? So Strop and I went through this morning, and we know, as I said, we spent a bit of time. We worked out that, such and such latitudes and, blah, blah, blah. We went through the whole thing, and what we came up was pretty staggering, actually. I'm coming up to it. You see my point about these lights? See, they are not forming part of this. This is an image on itself, if you want, or a light refraction on its own. Those are behind it, and if you look through this Agendicott, they are actually at a different angle than these ones. They're flatter. But these are bending out and up, but these are actually bending the other way. They're flat. They're a lot flatter. You can actually see there, look, that the sun's rays are going past them, not in them or through them. So they're actually sitting at the back. Hope that makes sense. Okay, so here we go. Here's a big bombshell moment that we came up with. And here we go, guys. I can't believe we found this, but we did. So, say 8:31. And there is a holographic image of what is behind the sun. So let's go through that again. You have that one there. So start at the beginning. Here's a holographic image from Point Halloran, which we have assumed, thought was a reflection of something. There's another one. I'll see if I can find a better picture for you. Oh, no, I won't. Hang on. And there's the last one. Now, there is a better picture of that. Where you're going to go, oh my God. But don't start getting in your car and driving away yet, folks. There's plenty of more stuff to come yet, I would imagine. Right, this is a beautiful shot. Can't believe how beautiful this is. Look at that. You can see right across from edge to edge. And you can see the sphere. So, all Anzacs, if you want to get put on the community list for Australia and New Zealand, send me an email at prepper, P-R-E-P-A, Aussie, A-U-S-S-I-E, at gmail.com, and I'll put you on the list. I apologise for not sending out the list at the moment, but you know, other things have taken precedence. Life's gotten in the road. But you know, you can quite clearly see that. Hey. One, two, three.